businesses are well past the patience point with Occupy DC. I think that the district and the surrounding areas, but specifically the district, is being abused by the occupiers. And I do lump them all together. I will say that more of this rests with Department of Interior and the Park Service and giving the permits and extending it. There's not a city in the country except for the Washington, D.C. area that has accommodated these protesters to this extent. We're a flashpoint away from real trouble. I think the police department in the district has done a remarkable job, but it's not backed up by the park police, and I don't blame the park police. It's allowing this to happen. McPherson Square will be a toxic waste dump for the next couple of years to clean that park up after there were a lot of dollars spent to clean it up over the past couple of years. Unfortunately, you've got Georgia Brown's there and the Starbucks and a number of other restaurants nearby that are getting hurt from the business. People are reluctant to go downtown. You've got the cherry or the cherry blossoms coming up in the spring, but certainly the Christmas tree lighting now. This is tourist season, and you want to attract people to the downtown area, not repel them. And you've got the skating over by the JW Marriott right outside a convention center hotel. Look, they've made their point, whatever that point is, but you had several months to be able to make it. The prospect of actually kicking them out on New Year's Eve when the permit expires, the timing on this is lousy, just terrible.
And there's a protest planned today for a hunger strike and a protest of D.C. voting rights on Capitol Hill. But what would you say about the protest planned on Capitol Hill? Would that have an effect on business in the district also?
Protesters walked into Charlie Palmer's the other day, 30 of them, and disrupted lunch. It's business. I appreciate that they have a point of view, and we respect them, and they should respect us, meaning the population in the District of Columbia, businesses, individuals, residents, whomever. But I have to say that this continues to escalate, and unless someone begins to push back, this will continue to escalate. We become the place. It was like, oh, well, you got kicked out of Philly? Come on down here. You got kicked out of New York? Come on down here. No, don't come down here.
Do you make a distinction between the so-called 1%, which include the nation's big banks and major corporate executives, and the businesses that you represent in the Washington area?
I don't. A number of the bigger businesses are represented by the Greater Washington Board of Trade. A number of the bigger businesses are the biggest employers in the Greater Washington region. A number of the bigger businesses are the ones that we're all working hard to attract to this region, and we're thrilled that Hilton moved here, and SAIC and Volkswagen and others, and we'll work hard to continue to make this region a strong, vibrant region for the entirety of the population. But having said that, we're looking to hire more and more people. Right now, this is putting restaurants at risk. It's putting tourism at risk. It caused real trouble over the convention center, and so when you're looking to attract that next 15 or 20,000 person convention center, these aren't the images you want to see on TV.
And I think you haven't said it as clearly as I had thought about this, but if Georgia Brown's, which is a popular restaurant there at 15th and K or Vermont or whatever street address it is, right across, it's not just the business itself, the owners of it, but it's the waiters who depend on. I mean, there are some people in the 99% who have those jobs who are losing their jobs. The taxi cab drivers who can't get through, the waiters who are in the restaurants, the retail clerks, all the people who are lower wage jobs.
When they protested,
they're affected as much as the fat cat owners of the businesses.
Absolutely, it's an employment issue in many respects, as well as tourism and supporting tourism. Tourism is a big part of the economy in Greater Washington, and the cab drivers and the valet parkers and all of the waiters and holiday season. Unfortunately, not just Georgia Brown's, but there are a number of other restaurants around that region that are feeling the squeeze.